A member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Scott Perry, joins me now. Congressman, do you want Biden to stop Netanyahu's invasion of Rafah?
Well, Stuart, thanks for having me on. I would just refer to Robert Gates, President Obama's defense secretary, who said that Joe Biden was essentially on the wrong side of every single strategic and consequential foreign policy decision for the past 40 years. And President Biden, of course, presided over the completely botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. So while he's the president and he can certainly call the prime minister and give him his opinion and his thoughts, we ought to leave it up to Israel and their prime minister and their military to ensure the safety of Israel and its citizens.
Well, there have been threats to stop the supply of weapons if Israelis do go after Rafah and the militants in that city. Would you stop that? I mean, would you reverse that? Would you insist they get the weapons regardless? Would you say that?
Of course they need the weapons. This is the most anti-Israel, the most anti-Semitic administration probably since the 30s, and it's in the Democrat Party. You have people openly chanting death to America and from the river to the sea in the Democrat Party. So absolutely, we should have a bold line here of distinction. Republicans support Israel, support their sovereignty and their security. And by the way, Stuart, in keeping with fiscal responsibility, we should pay for whatever we send to Israel. The House sent that package last fall. The Senate has done nothing but reject that overture.
Extraordinary. I'm going to change the subject for a second. Will you insist on a border fix before you give any more money to Ukraine?
Again, all of us are appalled by Vladimir Putin and Russia's actions in Ukraine. We have a wide open border in the United States of America. And before we go around without any accountability and an open checkbook to places that are listed as the most corrupt place on the planet, we ought to secure our border. That needs to be our focus. We want to help. Everybody wants to help, but we've got a wide open border with terrorists pouring into the United States of America. It has to be a priority.
But are you prepared to lose Ukraine, or bottom line, have Putin win in Ukraine because of the border? Are you unwilling to change anything? Will you sort of say they can lose in Ukraine unless we get action on the border? Is it that way?
No, we don't want to lose Ukraine, but the question for Democrats is, the question for Democrats and Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden is it worth it to save, because you're probably not going to really save Ukraine. Let's face it, they're not winning the war over there against Russia, which is massively overpowering them. But the question is, are you willing to spend billions of dollars? No, we're not writing them off, but are you willing to essentially write off America and America's border to send $65 billion to Ukraine, for which we're never going to see anything come back from, and we're not going to see a victory for? We have asked the Biden administration for their strategy for victory, for their strategy for anything in Ukraine. We have yet to receive it.
Okay. There are reports that in your home state, Pennsylvania, voters are beginning to lean more towards Trump. Apparently, they're worried that Biden will undercut Pennsylvania's very lucrative fracking industry. Is that what you're seeing, Congressman?
Well, the people of Pennsylvania are seeing with wide open eyes what the Biden administration is doing to their livelihoods. They can't afford their groceries or their credit card bills, heaven forbid, if they want to buy a car and choose anything other than an electric vehicle. And they see this as an assault on their very well-being and their opportunity. And they're going to vote with their pocketbooks. They're going to go with the person that's going to make sure that they live their best life in America. And it's certainly not Joe Biden. And we don't have to tell them that. They're seeing it every single day at the grocery store, at the gas pump.
20 seconds. Pennsylvania is a key state. Yeah. If the election were today, would it go for Trump or Biden?
If it was today, Trump wins. Absolutely. The question is do we have the election integrity to prove that? Nothing has changed since 2020 in Pennsylvania on the election front, and we've got to get that squared away.
Scott Perry, Congressman from Pennsylvania, thanks very much for joining us, sir. We always appreciate it. Come and see us again. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. God bless you. Have a great day.